Hello, I am Hafiz, and today I will be your guide for this exploration to find elements of geometry in this building. Can you help me find these elements? Nice, let's go!
Geometry is the studies of very mathematical or actual world shape, figures, and size. In geometry, we study various angle, transformation, and figure-to-figure similarities. The word geometry is derived from the Greek word geos meaning earth and metron meaning measure. The ancient Egyptian, Chinese, Babylonians, Romans, and Greek used geometry for surveying, navigation, astronomy, and other practical occupations. In this assignment, based on what we have learned as theory throughout the course, we are assigned to explore and implement the knowledge in practical life. Hence, provide two tasks to be complete. For the first task, we have to find a building in UPSI that has geometry element. It will also states the element will involve the building, exterior and interior. We need to fulfill the requirement of the task by analyzing the geometry terms learned from each chapter. The second task is to create a video of the geometry element according to the building we have chosen. Therefore, we have to generate a storyboard for the video about the building geometry element as well as write the script in order to complete the second task. Overall, this assignment exposes us to exchange our understandings of usage of geometry in the real world via every detail-oriented architecture. The first objective is to expand the analytical thinking skill of the building by relating with geometry element. Second, to recognize the usage of geometry element in the architecture of Dewan Tuanku Chancellor building. The third one is to apply theoretical knowledge of geometry in the form of practical life by choosing Dewan Tuanku Chancellor building in UPSI.
So for rationale, there are three reasons why we choose Dewan Tunku Chancellor. Firstly, Dewan Tunku Chancellor is the main building in UPSI. Secondly, this building is a very large and complex building, so it has many applications of geometry and is widely used in terms of the architecture and design of the building. Thirdly, this building has a unique shape and interesting geometric features that could reveal necessary information for our assignment.
I think I will go here first. Do you guys see any elements of chapter 1? Can you help me find it? Where? Oh, thank you. Okay, now, let's hear some explanation of this chapter.
There are certain parts of this building that has its element in chapter 1. Firstly, as we know that point, line and plane are the undefined term. So what are point, line, plane means? A point has a position only. It has no length, width or thickness. A point represented by a dot. As example, here is the tip of a pin. Next, a line has a length but no width or thickness. An example, the edge of the signboard. And lastly, a plane or surface has length and width but no thickness. For example, the surface of the table. The one also, we found some additional angle facts, which are perpendicular and congruent triangles. So, perpendicular are lines
Ray are segments that meet at the right angles, and congruent angles are angles that have the same number of degrees. In other words, if measurement A equals to measurement B, then angle A congruent to angle B. There are also side special lines in a triangles of this building, which is the angle bisector of a triangle. An angle bisector of a triangle is a segment or ray that bisect an angle and extend to the opposite side. Thus, AD, the angle bisector of angle B, bisect angle B, making that angle A congruent to angle B.
Ah, I think there is certain elements in this area. Can you find it for me? Where? Good job. Now let's hear some explanation about it.
There is a window out there. We can make the square outline of the window into two congruent triangles. How? This is the way. This element is known as SSS, which means side to side. A brief description: if three sides of one triangle are congruent to three sides of another, then these triangles are congruent.
I think this window contains element of geometry, but what is it?
Yes, these are from chapter 4, which is parallel line, distance and angle sums. The first element in this chapter is parallel lines. Do you know what is parallel lines? Parallel lines are straight lines which lie in the same plane and do not intersect with each other. From this figure, AB and CD is parallel to each other. Next, we have transversal. Transversal is a line that cuts across parallel lines. From this figure, HI and GJ is transversal. Do you know that transversals that cut across parallel lines form a few pair of angles such as corresponding angles, alternate interior angles and interior angles, and last is exterior angles.
Do you see any elements of geometry here? Where? Oh, good job. Now, let's hear about the explanation about it.
Regular polygon is an equilateral and equiangular polygon. The center of a regular polygon is the common center of its inscribed and circumscribed circles. A radius of a regular polygon is a segment joining its center to any vertex. A radius of a regular polygon is also a radius of circumscribed circle. A central angle of a regular polygon is an angle included between two radii drawn to successive vertices. Next, an apotheosis of a regular polygon is a segment from its center perpendicular to one of its sides. An apothem also a radius of the inscribed circles. Then, the regular polygon shown as below. Next, what is the relationship between a segment in regular polygon of 3, 4 and 6 sides? In the regular polygon hexagon, square, equilateral triangle and special right angles are formed when the apothem R and a radius capital R terminating in the same side are drawn. Here is the example and the formulas.
I think this pillar is one of the elements of geometry, but do you know what is it? Can you explain it to me?
Element for chapter 12, there is a cuboid. In a rectangular cuboid, all angles are right angle and opposite faces of a cuboid are equal. Second element for chapter 12 is a sphere. A solid geometric shape whose surface is made up of all the points that are an equal distance from the point that is the shape center. The third element for chapter 12 is cylinder. A solid whose bases are parallel circles and whose cross section parallel to the face are also circles.
I'm searching for the last elements of geometry. Do you guys see it? Me too. Now I will go to another place to find it. There is it. Do you know which chapter that suits this element? Can you explain to me?
The OOPSI logo has a round panel figure whose perimeter, which is the circumference, is made up of points that are equally spaced from the center, which is a fixed point. From the circle, we can make a radius. A line segment OA connects the OOPSI logo's exterior center to one of the circle's points. Another element of geometry from the circle is diameter, a line segment that is 2 times the radius and travels directly through the center of the object from one side, which is the line segment AOB. The next element is a chord. How do we know it is a chord? A line segment AB joining 2 points of the circumference. Other than that, the tangent, a line segment which is line segment PA that touches the circle at one and only one point, no matter how far produced.
The circle also has this element which is arc. Arc is the continuous part of a circle. There is 2 types of arc, which is major arc and minor arc. But how to determine which is minor and major? Major arc is an arc that has greater than a semicircle, while minor arc is an arc that is less than a semicircle. The next element is concentric circle. Concentric circle is where 2 or more circles share the same center. As you can see at the OOPSI logo, the outer circle and the inner circle share the same center. Other than that, we have semicircle. What is semicircle? Semicircle is a half part of circle which bisect by a diameter. The last element in this chapter, we have inscribed circle. Inscribed circle is a circle that all of sides of a polygon are tangent of the circle.
In conclusion, we can say that elements of geometry can be found in everywhere. This exposes us to enhance our understanding of the usage of geometry in the real world via the detail-oriented architecture. Thank you.